Hello students, this is a class for BA Part 2nd English Literature. We will be doing a critical summary of good resolutions today. Good resolutions is an interesting essay written by Robert Lynd. Robert Lynd is another 20th century writer in our course. The essays of Robert Lynd are personal in character and they are marked with a note of sincerity and ease. His essays have a fine sense of humor and they are full of epigrams, ironies, and pathos. He is witty at times and his compositions are elevated to the level of great literature, we can say. This particular essay is very interesting in the sense that it's a very familiar subject. We all know what good resolutions are. Good resolutions commonly are the resolutions that we take on the first day of the new year. Robert Lynd in this essay observes that most of the people are not able to fulfill their resolutions and they lapse into their old ways. He thinks that it is so because most of the people are creatures of habit and in spite of good intentions at the time when they take these resolutions they find it difficult to change their old habits. And he says that good resolutions are often like daydreams. One is absolutely free in one's dreams. A dreamer does not bother about the practicability of his dreams. Similarly, fascinating resolutions are pure dreams. They color our tomorrows. They make our future beautiful because they are for the next month or the next year and not for the present. Robert Lynd says that resolutions are only intelligent anticipation of events which do not take place. Thus, resolutions are practically ideas of our imagination. They are colorful dreams. In our childhood days, when we were more imaginative, we have more romantic resolutions than in our later age when we become realistic and have only very ordinary resolutions in our minds. People take resolutions even to chew food 32 times in their mature times. Robert Lind says that resolutions are based on our faith in miracles. We have been making resolutions all our lives and also have been breaking them constantly year after year. We all know that it is very hard to stay very hard to stick to our resolutions and we forget our past history and make more resolutions every time. Even the lifetime record of our failures does not restrain us, stop us from making further resolutions. While making resolutions we forget our limitations, we forget our weaknesses and our past failures. The author says that nature is prodigal in resolutions because we are all in search of perfection. And since we are all in search of perfection, we keep making resolutions. Most of our good resolutions are not fit for execution because they are always too good, too lofty, and too pure to be executed. The world itself is not worthy for the implementation of good resolutions. He says this in a humorous way. He says that making good resolutions and acting according to them are two different things. Nature has made everybody a unique person. It has made one man a painter, another an economist, and the third one a laborer. In the same way, some of us have been made planners and others have been made doers. Thus, it is not right to say that resolutions should be put to action. Promise and performance do not always go together, he says. Often, resolutions are like daydreams of our childhood days. We derive a sort of comfort from our resolutions. We do not have to trouble ourselves for their implementation. He says this in humor. Maybe he is satirizing our nature. Good resolutions, he says, make our tomorrow fascinating. The writer humorously defines good resolutions as the intelligent anticipation of events which generally do not take place. They are the April of virtue with no September following. That is to say, April is the time of sowing seeds and September is the time of harvesting. So, good resolutions in adults are not so fascinating. They become more mature and they know that things will not follow as they imagine. In the beginning, a man is highly enthusiastic regarding his resolutions and he tries to implement it with joy and verve. This is the time when he is thrilled with the novelty of a new experimentation. For example, a man will get up early in the morning the next day he has so resolved today. But very soon the habit will get the better of him and he will start having daily early rising. He will not like getting up early in the morning. Faith in miracles sustain our good resolutions. We make a resolution and believe that some miracles result. This does not happen. We fall to our old habits, but this does not stop us from taking good resolutions. Robert Lynd expresses surprise that despite a long experience of breaking our resolutions, we are still eager to make new ones every year. Nature is so. According to the writer, our love for resolution may be the result of our search for perfection. He concludes his essay with these words. I quote, perhaps there is some instinct for perfection in us which thus makes us deny our past and stride off into the future, forgetful of our chains. It is the first step that counts, says the proverb. Alas, we know that this is the step that nearly everybody can take. It is when we are about to take the first steps that follow that our ankle feels the drag of old habit. For even those of us who are richest in good resolutions are the creatures of habit, just as the barley virtuous are. The only difference is that we are the slaves of old habits while they are the masters of new ones. On the whole, then we cannot do better as the new year approaches than resolve to go out once more in quest of the white flower which was already been allowed to fade too long, where Tennyson placed it, in the late Prince Consort's buttonhole. And in this manner, the essay comes to an end. Thank you very much.